Premier League referee David Coote said this about Liverpool and their former manager, Jurgen Klopp.
What did you think of the Liverpool game earlier when you were fourth official?
Liverpool.
What do you think of Jurgen Klopp?
Absolutely.
What would you say? Why would you say that Jurgen Klopp was
Aside from having a right pop at me when I ref them against Burnley in lockdown, then he accused me of lying and then just had a right pop at me, and I've got no interest in speaking to somebody who's arrogant. Just to be clear, that last video can't go anywhere. Seriously.
Davey. He's had a bit of a stinker there, hasn't he? First and foremost, whoever's released that video is an absolute you-know-what, because you're pretty much bringing a man down. And we've all said stupid things. Mm-hmm. He's a very stupid boy. He's doing it to the camera, that's for sure. And, he's don't know what kind of context that's in, where he was, what mood he was in at that moment. So I feel for him a little bit, because we've
got to on a human level.
On a human level, I feel for him, and he's going to be going through some bad moments right now. So in that sense, I kind of feel a little bit for him, but can't get away from the fact that he's a very stupid man.
And that's an understatement. Yes, that he, for whatever reason, we don't know the context of it yet. We don't know where he was. We know it's a long time ago. He spoke about face masks and social distancing. So it's going to be it's going to be 2021 around about that sort of time. It's uncomfortable watching for a number of reasons, because look, he hasn't killed anyone, right? And he's going to get hung, because we know what we as football fans can be like when a decision doesn't go our way. And I like to think, in fact, I genuinely believe that the game that we have in this country it shouldn't be under the scrutiny that it is right now for being maybe corrupt, as a word that a lot of fans use. A lot of fans genuinely feel their club.
Well, especially Arsenal fans.
Well, no, but
Liverpool have had it in the past, haven't they?
We all do at times feel as though some referees, for example, Anthony Taylor, if you speak to any Chelsea fan, Anthony Taylor is the referee that you will find that gives us some of the worst decisions. One of my best mates is a Liverpool fan, right? And he's gone through all the list of the things, the wrongs that Coote is involved in. There are a number of one of those, some high-profile, iffy ones, right? You go, oh, that's a bit... I don't want to believe that there is corruption in there. We all say things about people in the workplace. We all say things about people privately about our family
all the time.
Right, there you go. Right?
Someone asked me a question. Someone put a camera in front of me and said, "What do you think of Cundy?" Yeah. You're going to get. You're getting it. You're absolutely getting slaughtered.
Right. Well, there you go. Right, there you go. So we've all done it. It just so happens that he cannot be filmed and cannot get caught saying this. It's not saying this about maybe a member of your, maybe a mate. Some mate's done something. You get another mate, film it and send it to that. That's what's happening on a larger scale. But I'm uncomfortable with it, mate, because the integrity of the game has to be held to the highest standard.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
he's let that go.
He has let that side of it down.
Yeah, he has.
And as football fans, I don't want that in my game.
No, he's going to lose his job.
He will lose his job. I can't see a world in which he continues refereeing in this country. He might. I mean, I said to you, it wouldn't surprise me if further down the line he ends up in somewhere like Saudi. I know, but you can understand that. We've seen Clattenburg go out there. We've seen other referees do this.
Yeah.
I on a human level, I feel desperately sorry. He must be in a very dark place right now. Very dark place, because this has gone... This will be all over the world, mate. This is all over the world.
It's viral. So it's a Premier League referee.
Yeah.
And it's Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah,
so, look, it's
unacceptable.
He's had an absolute stinker. And I feel for him on a personal level, because we've all had stinkers.
Well, he doesn't look like... he looks like he's had a few drinks as well. Which
we don't know.
No, I know. But there's something about the way I don't know him. I've never met him. Never heard him speak before.
No.
Right?
No.
To do that in front of there's something that just doesn't add up to me, mate. It doesn't add up. I mean, Okay.
He obviously probably feels like he's in a circle that he can trust. And we all say things in a circle of trust.
Yeah, not with a camera. Not
with a camera, exactly. And that's where he's let himself down. As soon as that camera goes on, then you've got to be professional, because you are under scrutiny. Maybe he's forgotten where he's at and where he's at in life, being a Premier League referee. But look, obviously questions will be asked. We're going to speak to Derm about it a little bit later, but let's take some calls on it. Let's go to Craig. He's a Liverpool fan. All right, Craigie?
Good evening, guys. How you doing?
I'm all right, Craig. I'm all right. You want to talk about Davy Coote?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I know Jason doesn't like Liverpool because I saw the clip of him last week saying you'll never walk alone. But I know you're a professional, Jason. But let's let bygones be bygones. But to be honest with you, when I saw it this afternoon, I thought, wow, what's going on here? He was the referee at Anfield on Saturday. I mean, he didn't give the foul on Mo Salah, which was. But to be honest, I mean, I've watched it a few times now, and if those two guys who are on the video, if they're his friends, then they've done him up good and proper. And the thing is as well, which I think it's important here, and I'm not speaking with the Liverpool head, I'm speaking as a football fan, to call Jurgen Klopp the C word and then actually call him a German C word again. Yeah. To me, that's racist. It's racist.
Xenophobic, I think, but yes, I hear you.
He's bringing in Jurgen's country into it as well, which is not called for. I mean, Jurgen would probably laugh if he saw it, but at the end of the day, I can name you 5 games now where he's been in charge, which cost Liverpool the league, and he was on the VAR when Virgil got injured against Everton. He was on the VAR when we played City, and
but Pickford got sent off in that game. I mean, you know.
He was on the VAR when Arsenal were playing basketball in the penalty area and it wasn't given. That's 3 I've given you now. You know, so then you start asking questions. I'll be interested, to be honest with you, what Howard Webb will do tomorrow on the mic'd up with Michael Owen. And the big question for me is, has Michael Owen got the cojones to ask him the serious questions about this?
Well, we've seen that show before.
I agree.
Don't know.
I agree with you guys. He can't referee in the Premier League again. But isn't it a bit of a coincidence that maybe his last game was at Anfield on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, look, I hear you, and it has become, you know, public. It suits the narrative of certain fans, and Liverpool fans aren't alone. As I said, I'm going to use my club. Chelsea fans hate Anthony Taylor because of some of the decisions that haven't gone our way, and some of them are poor, right? But that just then strengthens the narrative. What you won't see, and Craig will, I hope Craig's still there. What you won't see are the decisions that Coote has given you in those games. You won't, because that doesn't suit your narrative. No doubt he's made bad decisions. But the thing with football fans is we only remember the bad ones. We never ever remember the good ones. And that now doesn't matter because he's now been, by himself, we've seen the video. That now puts him there. He's got no defence at all because now that narrative is strengthened and Liverpool fans can now come out and say exactly what he said. But I like to think that those decisions were made in honest errors.
Jason, if I can just come back to you, Jason, a second. He's admitted that he was on the video, yet the next sentence is he doesn't recall saying it. Well, how can you not remember saying something like that?
Well, mate, it's a while ago, mate. It's not recent, mate. It's talking about social distancing. You know, you don't know where he was at that moment, what time it was. Had he had a few drinks? You know, Come on, Craig. Listen,
we've all said things I don't remember saying. Yeah, Jesus, I've been out for a few drinks.
You know, you got to give it. He might not remember, but at the end of the day, he said it. You can't get away from it. No. He said it. So, and he's got to live with that.
He has said it, and to be honest with you, he has said it, and he's been a silly boy. And the only person who's going to suffer from this really is not any of us, but David Coote himself. So I feel sorry for him there, because referees get paid $6,000 a game in the Premier League. You know, they're not getting paid peanuts. They're getting very well paid in a high profile.
It's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. What I'm disappointed at, obviously, you know, what he said is bang out of order. But what I'm disappointed at the fact that he's got that emotion towards someone that is in the Premier League, who's a high profile figure. You know, he's reffing big games in the Premier League, and you might not like someone, but you have a certain level of respect for anyone when you're at that top level game.
But when you're private, we've all said things about other people that we know or work with or got their family. We've all done it. Craig's, everyone's done it. But when it's on video, it's there forever. That's there forever. And we don't know what condition he's in.
I'm trying to think about all the times I've said things about you.
On camera?
On camera. It's been...
Do you want me, shall I leave now and then you can say it and then it'll be on camera and go...
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.